So, let's go shopping. If you could play, please. Most people, they go shopping, they have a grocery list. It says milk. They walk into a Costco, they walk into a Walmart, they go down the aisles, they fill up their cart. And again, what I'm going to have you guys do is I want you to put down what you normally buy when you're shopping, okay, and how you go about shopping, okay, because again, you have on that grocery list and it says milk, and when you leave, you have $300 worth of stuff. You get home, and the spouse is like, hey, did you get the milk? Oh, I forgot. And so we're going to look at a number of ways that you can save money. And so, what did you purchase? I want you to write down, you go shopping, what do you normally purchase? And I don't mean what you plan on purchasing. I mean what you actually purchase. Just a rough list. You don't have to be specific. I'll give you about 30 seconds to do that. Okay? And you can include items that I included in the video. So we went down the bread aisle. I think I missed the veggie aisle and the eggs aisle. Okay, I think I missed the milk aisle, but we also went through other aisles like the meat aisle, okay, the cheeses aisle. And I just want you to write down, you go shopping, what do you normally buy? Both what you plan on, what's on your list, and then what happens to make it into your cart anyways. Whether you put it there, a friend puts it there, a spouse puts it there, your kids put it there, your in-laws put it there, your parents put it there, but somehow it makes it into your cart and into your home. Now, when I'm teaching business, again, my background, I've been teaching business for over 20 years. And again, you'll see this in most of our business textbooks that students need to watch what they buy because a lot of things are bought on impulse, especially nowadays in the Amazon one-day delivery. I can get it on Steam, I can buy it off my phone, okay? And some textbooks note that up to 90% of everything we purchase is on impulse. What is impulse buying? The buying of goods without planning to do so in advance as a result of a sudden whim. In one study, the top 5 impulse products brought in America, and again, it's an American study, okay, were deemed to be food and groceries. 71% of respondents, and it was a pretty broad-based survey. 71% of respondents said, yeah, we impulse buy on food or grocery on a regular basis. Clothing, 63%. Household items, 33%. Takeout, 29%. But nowadays with Skip the Dishes, and because this study is a few years old. I think it's pre-COVID, if I'm not mistaken. And so nowadays with Skip the Dishes and Uber Eats, this is growing significantly as another place that people are draining their money. Not just wasting their money, draining their money on. And then finally, shoes, 28%. Those are your top 5 areas you're going to spend money. And you might say, hey, I thought you were going to teach us how to manage our money. That's what we're doing, okay? Because one of the things you need to realize, okay, grocery stores take advantage of our inclination to impulse purchase by putting common items we buy without planning near the cash register. And so you'll see this. You go into a Walmart. This is a picture of the closest Walmart to us. Okay, and you'll see chocolate bars, gum, drinks. In addition to this, you find deals and sales throughout the store. Okay, and so this product is being replaced or whatever the case might be, sale, and so you didn't plan on buying it, but it just made it into your cart, and that's how you go from what should be a $5 shopping trip to $300. Next slide. As customers, okay, what's a customer? Those who buy, purchase. Okay, we need to better plan our purchases. Okay, and again, it's interesting because when I say the term customer, we need to recognize who that truly is. Okay, when I would go shopping with my child, for instance, she would ask for something and I would tell her one item, and if she made a fuss, she would get nothing. Sometimes though, my friend, and we'll just call him Rolls, he would go with his child, she would start screaming for an item and she would get it plus anything else she wanted. So the customer is the person who buys, the consumer is the person who uses, but the consumer can sometimes influence the customer. And so we also need to be aware of that. Okay, are we motivated by the person we're with who, okay, they want this, and so we're going to buy it for them even though they're causing us to purchase it on impulse? Sun Tzu, he wrote a book centuries ago, okay, that was called The Art of War, that had some quotes that can be applied to managing your money. Okay, and one of them is called, "Every battle is won before it is fought." He's talking about planning, okay? And he's talking about winning before the battle. Okay, managing your money is a very important task. Okay, over 50% of North American households get divorced. The majority of those are arguing about money, if they can manage their money better. Okay, insolvencies in Ontario are up because of inflation right now, and so again, managing your money is winning. Okay, and this is what we're going to be looking at today. Planning for shopping, as well as we'll be looking at other things as well. You need to plan before you go shopping, meaning you need a grocery list for starters, and you need to stick to it. Okay, there's 4 aspects of running a business, and I'll tell you right now, when you're running a business, if you don't know how to micromanage your own life, there's no way you can manage a business successfully. Okay, if you look at all the businesses that have failed over the years, whether we're talking Eaton's, who no longer exists, Consumers Distributing, okay, where was the failure? Well, the ability to micromanage. And again, we're doing this on a small list. We're just buying groceries, okay? You go into a store, you better have a plan. This is what I need to buy, and you stick to it. And again, we're going to walk through how to create this list. So, you want to run your household budget better, you have to run it like a successful business. There are 3 parts to running a successful business. Making money, which everybody knows about. How can I make more money? But then the other 2, lowering your expenses and creating efficiencies or increasing those efficiencies. And how do you do this? As I said before, planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. For example, let me give you an example. Okay, most people will go out and buy a coffee every day. They'll go to Starbucks, they'll go to Tim's, they'll buy their coffee. Let's say you stopped buying that $7 coffee. Well, I need my coffee. You don't need it, you want it, but irrespective. Let's just say you stopped buying that $7 thing of coffee, you made it at home. How much are you going to save? By the end of the year, by not buying that $7 Starbucks coffee, you save $2,555. That's $7 times 365. If you pack a lunch instead of eating out, okay, so let's argue the latter option is $10 a day. It's probably more nowadays, okay? But let's say it's $10 a day. 10 times 261, where do I get 261 from? Well, there's 365 days in a year, 52 weeks in a year. 52 times 2 is 104. I slap 104 off of the 365, that gives me 261. So there's 261 working days in a year. At $10, that's $2,610 minus, let's make a sandwich. That's $1 a day for 261 days. Minus 261, you save $2,349. This is serious money. $2,000, you can go March break to a tropical resort. Let's say you're financing yourself fine. You can still go to a tropical resort and you have more money. Okay, and so again, how do we make money? Well, we make money. How are we successful managing our money? We make money, but then we lower our expenses and then we increase our efficiencies. Next slide. Let's go back to our Costco shopping experience. Okay, I'm going to ask you, and I want you to internalize, and you don't need to tell me, but what food items did you buy? Most families go to Costco with a plan. For example, milk. They leave with $300 of items, but they forget the milk. How do you prevent this? Reverse planning. Okay, we need to plan, we need to be organized, we need to lead, and we need to be controlled. But how do you do that? Well, it's really simple. Reverse planning. Check your receipts and storage for the past month. This is how I do this. Okay, and you might know of another way, but this is how. I'll literally, so for instance, in July, because I recognized my bills went up. About 2 years ago, I last did this, and I found that I was spending about $600 a month on food. Well, as you all know, food's gone up over the last couple of years, ridiculously. Okay? And so I redid that in July for June. And I found that I'm spending anywhere from $1,200 to $1,400. That's over 100% increase in my cost for food. And so I had to, what's called rationalize, business rationalization. I needed to look at my bill and figure out how am I going to fix this. And so how do I do this? I check my receipts for the past month and identify 4 key things. What foods expired? Meaning, what did I buy? Such as strawberries. Strawberries is a great example. You buy strawberries, you bring them home, you eat 2, you put them in the fridge. A couple days later, you buy more food, and they get pushed to the back, and then you find them 2 weeks later, and they're green, moldy, and you can't eat them anymore, and you throw them out. That's wasted money. Not to mention, it's not good for the environment. Okay? What foods were duplicated? I'll go shopping one day, my wife will go shopping one day, we both buy bread. Well, that was a waste. And you're like, well, you can still eat it all, sure. But then, again, we have too much food, something else gets pushed to the back, and something goes bad. Not to mention that's more storage space and more time. What foods were bought due to an immediate need? So there's been on occasion where, okay, you know what? We've run low on Gatorade. My son has a soccer game. I've had to go out and get Gatorade. Am I getting it for the best price? Well, no. Because the store I normally get it at doesn't have it on sale this week. Or is closed right now because I had to go to a gas station, which I hope you don't go to a gas station to get your food, but I'm just saying. And then finally, what foods were bought due to impulse, which is numero uno on our list of let's fix this. How do we fix this? Again, we are focusing on lowering expenses, improving efficiencies. Next slide. So, first thing we're going to look at is how do we prevent expired food in the future? Number 1, purchase other fruit, assuming you will eat it. Okay? And so what we've actually done in my household is I really don't buy berries anymore. I definitely don't buy strawberries because I use the strawberries example because this is personal to me. Okay? I would buy strawberries for the kids. My daughter would come along. My son would come along. That consumer that's influencing the customer, oh, Dad, I want strawberries. And so I'd buy it for him. Now I'm able to say, look, you know what? The last time we bought strawberries, you didn't eat them. And I'm not a big fan of strawberries. What else can we buy in replacement of that? And my daughter will say bananas, and I know she'll eat those, and I'll eat those because I like bananas. Or she'll say another type of fruit. Okay? Step 2, you don't buy it at all. Okay, now that's not something I have as an option, but I know if I was living alone, I could say, well, I don't eat strawberries that often, they go bad, so it's not worth it. Number 3, freeze it, assuming you will eat it. This is something we've started doing in the last bit. We've bought that specific mango package from Costco, and if I forget about it for a year, it's still there. Number 4, buy less. Instead of that big, huge container you get from Costco, maybe instead buy a smaller container that you'll actually finish without it going bad. And number 5, use the product in other things, and which we've done before. We actually switched from strawberries to bananas. Well, bananas go bad after a little while, yes, but then we can use it in smoothies, we can use it in muffins, which we do all the time. And so that nothing that we have in our fridge gets expired and gets thrown out. And if it does, well, then I reevaluate that. Okay, a couple years ago, we bought those triangle breads from Costco. My wife used one, never bought them again. And occasionally she'll ask me and I'll be like, what else do you want, dear? Because I'm not buying those because those have gone bad. No, try to ensure you're paying less for the new option by weight. This is one thing I've found really important. I always use the rule $15 a kilogram or $7 a pound as a max price I will pay for any food. You're paying more than this, right now I'll tell you you're getting ripped off. 12 years ago I figured out this. I actually was using $10 a kilogram at Costco. Now obviously with inflation that goes up, so you have to adjust it. But I'll tell you right now, for $15 a kilogram you can get everything you want. Anything more than that, you're wasting your money. And it's probably because of impulse. Oh, that looks nice, and you put it in the cart. Okay? My controls. How do I control what I buy to make sure I fall under this? Simple. Is it on my list? If it's not, I'm not allowed to buy it. Is it below $15 a kilogram? I will go into Costco, pick something up, this looks nice, look on my list, it's not there, I have to put it down. And I'm controlled, again, planning, organizing, leading, controlling. I'm controlled enough to do that. You need to do that in order to save money. Or it is on my list, but well, these steaks are a little bit, no. They're over $15 a kilogram. I'm not allowed to buy them. I have to put them back. I'll find something else. Okay. Right now, for instance, Costco has burgers on for $7 a kilo. So I can get the $7 kilo or I can get the $19 steaks. I'll get the $7 kilo. I can afford that. Next slide. How do we prevent duplication of purchases in the future? So this is the second option. These are the 4 options we're looking at. Option number 2, duplication of services. And again, some might ask, why is this a problem? More freezer space used, more items that have to be organized means loss of time. Time equals money. More chance of too much food and certain foods going bad as a result. 1, have a designated shopping day. Okay? So again, you might decide, okay, on Sundays we're going shopping, on Wednesdays we're going shopping. Is one day enough? If not, choose 2 days. This helps you save money on gas as well. Maybe you do it where it's on your way home. Okay, I actually shop at 4 stores regularly because certain items I buy from one, certain I buy from another. And so one week I go to Costco, the next week I'll go to Walmart, the third week I'll go to Food Basics, the fourth week I go to No Frills, and if somebody in my household, oh, we didn't get this, too bad. I'll get it when I go shopping there the next time. Let's say you use cell phones, use a family group chat. Now make sure everybody has mobile access. Okay, this works great. However, if you have somebody who's not used to using cell phones, you're forcing them to all of a sudden become technologically literate. Any good business worth their salt will tell you, you never do that to your staff. This is not really your staff, this is your family member. So I hope you're not going to put that on them. But if everybody has mobile access, everybody knows how to use it, everybody's comfortable with using it, then yeah, that's another option you can use. Number 3, using inventory or shopping list. Is this easily displayed and updated regularly? I use a shopping list where I divide a little sticky into 4 columns. The first column, A, for Amazon. The second column, C, for Costco. The third column, FB, for Food Basics. And the fourth column, W, for Walmart. Okay? And the people in my household need to know where to put the stuff. If they put it in the wrong, I cross it off. Well, where does it go? And I tell them and they remember. So this way, they understand the value of $1. So your kids are not all of a sudden just counting on you, okay, to basically overspend without them realizing how much $1 or a cent or an item costs. Next slide. How do we prevent foods running out and having to purchase due to immediate need? So this is point 3. 1, buy in bulk. Okay, Costco is amazing if you know how to plan in advance. Have a storage place in your house. If my kids were here right now, they would tell you, yeah, in our dad's basement, we have a place we call the store. They've called it the store since they've been, because I buy in serious bulk. Okay, cereals usually are down there. Peanut butter, because peanut butter will be on sale every once in a while and I'll get a ton of that. Mr. Noodles, we buy those, and I have an example of that in major quantities. Mr. Noodles is on sale right now, but I'll explain that later. Realize an extra freezer is an electricity hog. Beware of frozen storage. And I'm going to go into this in more detail. I know a lot of people are big on, well, yeah, I got my freezer in the basement. You're wasting a lot of money on that. Okay? And I'm going to go into more detail. And again, having a freezer is not that big of a deal, but if you can put it in a pantry, someplace where you don't need to run electricity 24/7, that's going to save you a lot of money as well. You got your fridge with a freezer, plan around that. And I'm going to go into details with that. On February 1st, 2023, Nestle announced that they're getting out of the frozen food business. Nestle is the largest maker of food in the world. Why would the largest company in the world say, yeah, we're not going to have any more Delissio? And you tell me, Delissio, very popular brand, in addition to Stouffer's Lean Cuisine and Life Cuisine. Okay, 3 of those I used to buy. Why are they not purchasing this stuff? Simple. Storing frozen food costs more per item weight than storing food that is non-perishable due to electrical costs. They know a recession is coming up. Right now we're in inflationary times. Things are going to get worse. And so they've made the executive decision to get out of the frozen food business. If they're doing this, and they have billions upon billions of dollars, you should be doing this too. Again, I did a little search. Largest food company in the world, Nestle. Okay, they're worth $92 billion in 2020. Okay, so just to point out the fact where they're doing this. You go to your Walmart, you go to your Food Basics. Delissio is not in either of those in this area anymore. If the largest food company in the world is leaving the frozen food business during inflationary times, the individual consumer should probably be doing the same thing. Next slide. And using a pantry. In relation to that, what are the top 5 energy hogs in your home? And I'm not going to go into too much detail with this, but just to point out that further, because I will get people at the end when I'm talking, usually to my students, who will say, well, I really don't see this as being that big of a deal. Freezer doesn't use that much energy anyways. Actually, it does. Okay? What are your top 5 energy homes after heating and cooling, which is 47% of your bill? By the way, if you look in the top right-hand corner, you want to save money with cooling because, again, it's getting hotter and hotter in the world due to climate change. Little film on your window, that'll cut your energy bill anywhere from 10 to 40%. You can get those from Home Depot. You put those on the inside of your window, and all of a sudden the heat coming in is not as strong, and as a result, and again, companies use this, okay, our doctor's office uses this, okay, and that'll save you a ton of money. But anyways, I digress. Just, again, little points on how to save money. After heating and cooling, which is 47% of your bill for energy, what else costs you a lot of money? Wet appliances, meaning washing machines, dryers, dishwashers, water heaters, 14% of your bill. Number 2, cold appliances, fridges and freezers, 13% of your bill, because they need to be on all the time. In and of themselves, they don't take up that much, but because they're constantly on. This is why Nestle is getting out of the frozen food business. Number 3, consumer electronics, laptops, TVs, gaming consoles, monitors. TVs and monitors take up a lot compared to everything else. Lighting, 5% of your bill. You'll notice I've only turned on certain lights in here just to save the church money. Okay, and then cooking, 4% of your bill. Your oven is a big user of energy. We've actually switched to purchasing for $100 from Costco a Sur La Table. It's one of the most, it's the best lines. It cost us $100 for an air fryer. Okay, I love food. Okay, don't need margarine on any of the products I put in the air fryer, and it uses a significant amount less electricity than my oven. Okay. How do we prevent food running out and having to purchase due to immediate needs? So we said buy in bulk. Number 2, purchase different types of food. Bananas instead of strawberries. Maybe they have a sale on Roma tomatoes and the rest of them are regular price. So buy the Roma tomatoes. They're not that different. You get a variety instead of the same thing. Number 3, canned preserved foods can be stored and therefore last longer. And again, there's websites, there's all sorts of YouTubers who will tell you how to do this properly. We followed a few and tried a few of these. 4, price match. Know your price and buy seasonally. We go to Walmart for lettuce. We used to go there for a bunch of other things, but in the last 2 weeks, their prices have shot up. Okay, so now I had to take things off my slideshow for that. Costco, bread and toilet paper, nowhere else cheaper. Food Basics, orange and tangerines. I know what you're going to say. No, Walmart's cheaper. Yeah, Walmarts don't last as long. Okay, we'll get them and they usually go bad in 2 days. We'll get oranges and tangerines, and those will last for 2 weeks on average, I find, if not longer. Dollarama, juice chocolate bars, no frills. I rarely get over there because it's not in this immediate area, but I usually find there's something there that I'm able to get for a lower price than the other big four. What do you mean by buy seasonally? Well, stores know humans are habitual shoppers. Once we get used to where to shop, we don't change. The last 2 weeks in August are back to school, which means university and college students who are just about to become habitual shoppers. It's first time outside of the house, first time they've had to buy food in a lot of cases. Mom and dad, instant parent machines are not with them. And so they're discovering where to shop. You remember university and college, that first time figuring out where to buy food on your own. Stores know kids are doing this now. Okay, it's the end of August. They're doing this right now. So they're giving discounts now, discounts that will disappear early fall, counting on students not to notice. Now is the time to stock up on certain food items that keep for a year. So Mr. Noodle cereal, I went in, I usually buy 6 packages. I didn't mean 6 of the small packages. I mean 6 of the 24. Because we go through those over a year. I buy them all now. We bought 6. So 6 times 24, okay, so that's 144. We bought 144 last year. We had 13 left this year as I'm going to shopping now because they're back on sale for 27 cents. Okay, so in my household, we buy 6 packages at 24 of those now. That's saving 20 cents each, so that saved us $28.80. That's one item over a year, we save $28.80. Now imagine how many items you buy in your thing? About 100, let's say. Imagine you can save 20, how much money is that saved? We're talking like $2,000, $3,000. Okay, that's a lot of money. That's a trip to Aruba for March break. What do you mean by buy seasonally? This is our local Walmart. This is the price on August 24th, 2023, 27 cents. Usually it's 47 cents, and it will be 47 cents come fall for the rest of the year. Because that's what they do, and this is how they do it. I've been shopping at this Walmart now for 13 years. Cereal's on sale and certain other items are on sale, and you buy it now because they're trying to get students in. So you take advantage of that. You stock up. You know how much you use over the year. Okay? If places like Pond Inlet in the north of Canada have to shop once a year for everything, we can do that too. How do we prevent impulse buying? The last one. How do you stop that $300 shopping experience at Costco when you only meant to spend $5 on milk? The first thing, bring a grocery list, stick to it. Some other people on Reddit have noted, yeah, I don't take a shopping cart into Costco. That way, if all of a sudden it's too heavy, that hand cart I'm taking, I know I've bought too much and I start taking things out. Plan. Remember planning, organizing, leading, and controlling? Number 2, ensure your grocery list has everything you need. I tell people, when we're down to 2 items of whatever it is, you put it on the grocery list. If it's not on the grocery list and we run out, too bad. Okay? So everything you need, not want, and what the store might have on sale as options. You need to think ahead of time. Okay? They have an app called Flip. You can check this out on Flip and say, oh yeah, they're going to have this on sale. And so you plan this ahead of time. If it's not on the list, you're not allowed to buy it. You have to be controlled or else you're going to overspend. No, you can substitute an item off your list for a cheaper alternative. So you had tomatoes in there, and you go and you find asparagus is at a wonderful price, which is even cheaper. You can do that. 3, do research ahead of time. The Flip app, Reddit, take photos of prices of sizes and weights at different stores, and plan. That's leading, taking initiative. I do that all the time. I go to a new store somebody tells me about, and so the first thing I do is I pull out my cell phone and I take pictures of all the foods I normally buy. And then I go home and I compare it. Okay? Good things come to those who wait, whatever is left by those who hustled. You might say, that's not your quote. Well, the first part's not mine. I fixed it. Okay? The first part, good things come to those who wait. It's about patience, but you know what? You need to lead, okay? So whatever was left by those who hustled. And then finally 4, stick to your list. If you see something you like and it is not on your list, you are not allowed to buy it. Really simple. If you remember to put it on your new list after 2 days and it is still there while planning for the next shopping trip, then you can get it, maybe. And I say maybe because, again, control. Over the next few days, weeks, I plan to put easy and inexpensive food recipes on my YouTube channel, Lincoln Teaches, to give you ideas on how to eat for less. And I'm talking grilled cheese, I'm talking a fried egg, nothing expensive. Check it out, like, subscribe. I hope I helped. Have a wonderful day.